Welcome. This is the first video for the Pick and Place lab. So I've downloaded the Pack and Go and I've opened it up and I saved you the time of watching that. So this is what it looks like right when I start. And I'm going to do a few things first. One thing, for instance, I don't like is this first peg is peg 3. This is peg 2, this is peg, this peg is 4, and this is 5. I don't like that. I want this first peg here to be named peg 1. That's the first one I'm going to work with. So I'm going to rename that to peg 1. Peg 2 is fine. Peg should be peg 3. So I'm going to change that to peg 3. There we go. And now we have peg 4 and peg 5. Alright, we fixed the names. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at right here, my TCP. I like the location, but I don't like how it's upside down. So I'm going to rotate it locally across the x-axis 180 degrees. I'm going to click apply and boom, there it goes. I'm going to close that and I'm going to go over to my path and targets and look at this first work object where we have target 10. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to create a target and just randomly kind of right there. Okay. And I'm also, though, going to raise it up. Let's go about 900 and modify and get it off the table. And I'm going to create it. And I'm going to call this home. Great. I like it. And I'm going to create a path. I'm going to rename it main. And we'll automatically make it the entry point. And I'll create a new path. And I'm going to call this path, let's say PB1, pegboard 1, to pegboard 2. Okay, that's the path I'm going to go. And I'm going to put that path in my main. And the first thing I want to do is go to home. Alright, so now if I right click this and I auto configure it, it's not letting me, so we'll call that, well, maybe that's configured, and we're going to synchronize that to rapid, and we're going to sim it and click play, and we went to the home position. And I got a little error here. I'm not sure about that. And also, one of the things that you may notice is peg 3 just fell off the table. Looking for a solution to that. But for right now, what we can do is just click reset, and it comes back. Okay. So we went to the home position. All right. The next thing I would do is I'm going to create a work object. And I'm going to call this PB1 work object. And the way we attach it, I don't know if it really matters. I'm going to use the 3-point method though. And let's start the first point right here in this corner. So I need to, I'm going to turn this off. Oops. It's not where that point is. And put this on end. Yeah, there. It's going to grab right on there. Okay, so I want this point right here. And then my second point is on the x-axis. And if you look, this red line here is x. So that means that goes there. And the third point, I'm going to put over here. Right there. And I'm going to hit accept. and create. And while I'm at it, I'll create another work object. And I'll call this pegboard 2 work object. And I'm going to use an object frame, the 3-point method again, and I'm going to select here for point 1, here for point 2. Let me zoom in a little. Yep. And then point 3 is going to go, zoom out, zoom in, right there, and accept. Okay, now I got my 2 work objects. All right. Next, under my PB1, I'm going to create a target. And I want to go in the center of this, there. Okay. So I need to select that. There it is. Okay. And then I want another one. So I'm going to add it. But I'm going to add 40 to this. So 792 plus 40 would be 832. Whoop. I'm going to do that to point 2. So we're going to call that 832. Modify, and see there's 1 point there and 1 above. Great, that's exactly what we want, and I'm going to create those. Okay, so target 10, I'm going to rename, and this is going to be peg 1, I'm sorry, on peg 1, and this target will be above peg 1. Okay. And, you know, if you want to, you could pause right now and you could make all of your targets for all the pegs. It's up to you. I'm just going to do 1 peg at a time for this video. We're starting off. I like to test things and do a little bit at a time. So I've got my 2 pegs. So what I'm going to do is, after I start off, here's my path here. Okay, move to home. I'm going to, I see that little exclamation point, so I'm going to say check reachability and see it goes away. Okay, cool. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go above the peg, then I'm going to go on the peg, and then I'm going to go back above the peg. All right, so let's auto-config those movements. I'm going to click there and say apply. Looking good. And now I'm going to sync that to rapid and just want to see what we can see. Let me get a better view of this, what we got going on. Hit escape and play. And there we go. That's cool. I'm not too sure what this quarter path failure is. Time delay, I'm not sure. So far so good. We lost our middle peg again, so I'm going to hit reset to bring it back. And there's a good start. All right, the next thing we're going to need to do is work on opening and closing our grippers. So we'll do that in the next video.